Good morning, friends. This is Y. Prabhakar Rao, working as a lecturer in Degree College, Eluru. See, in the last class, we have discussed about D block elements. D block elements. Now, I am discussing about a new chapter, that is F block elements. What is that? F block elements. This is similar to D block elements. Some properties are slightly different from D block elements. So that and all we are going to discuss. So coming to the first question, that is, what are inner transition elements? Write the electronic configuration of lanthanides. That is question number 1. And discuss about separation of lanthanides. Discuss about separation of lanthanides. So coming to answer that question, let me tell you about inner transition elements. Inner transition elements. So in the previous classes, we discussed about what are transition elements, that and all, properties of transition elements, color property, magnetic properties, etc., etc. That and all discussed in the previous classes. But in the present class, I mean in this class, I am going to discuss about inner transition element. So I'm adding the word inner before, preceding the word transition elements. Okay. So let us discuss about what are inner transition elements. So those elements in which differentiating electrons enters into F subshell are called F block elements. Those elements in which differentiating electrons enters into F subshell are called F block elements. These are also called inner transition elements because they constitute transition series within transition series. So that is why we are calling it as inner transition elements. So we will go, I mean, we are going to discuss in detailed manner. That is, again, I am repeating the statement, that is, those elements in which differentiating electrons enters into F subshell are called F block elements. Here, I am putting a new word, that is a differentiating electrons. See, in the last class, I have already told you about the meaning of the word differentiating. Differentiating means last. So those elements in which last electrons enters into F subshell. If any element having differentiating electrons in F subshell, then that element belongs to a block element. That is what I am telling. So these are also called inner transition elements. Whenever an element containing differentiating electron in F subshell, then that element also called as inner transition element. What is that? Inner transition element. They constitute transition series within transition series. Okay. The general electronic configuration is n minus 2 into F 1 to 14 into n minus 1 D 1 R 0 ns2. This is general electronic configuration of inner transition series. General electronic configuration. So these are represented at the bottom of the long form of the periodic table. See, if you look at the block diagram of entire periodic table, we came to know where F block elements are located. Where F block elements are located. So where it is located, if you look at the block diagram of periodic table, F block elements are placed at the bottom of the block diagram. Placed at the bottom of the block diagram. So that is the placement of F block elements in the periodic table. In F block elements, there are two series again. What are they? Lanthanides and actinides. Lanthanide series and actinide series. Which element is called as lanthanide and which element is called actinide? That and all we are going to discuss. First of all, I am putting lanthanides as a side heading. Lanthanides as a side heading. F block elements in the periodic table are named as lanthanides. F block elements, particularly 4 F block elements. Particularly 4 F block elements in the periodic table are named as lanthanides, in which the differentiating electron enters into 4f orbital. 4f orbital, their atomic numbers begins from or starting from 58 to 71. 58 to 71. So atomic number from 58 to 71 comes under the category of lanthanides. Coming to actinides. 5f block elements. 5f block elements in the periodic table are named as actinides, in which the differentiating electron enters into 5f orbital. Their atomic numbers begins from or starting from 90 to 103, total 14 elements. So all these elements under, all these elements comes under the category of actinides. Actinides. Now I am showing lanthanide series from lanthanum to lutetium. Lanthanum to lutetium. Now I am giving their symbols, atomic numbers, and their respective outer electronic configuration. Their respective outer electronic configuration. So in the table, I am putting element at the extreme left side, and after that symbol, atomic number, and outer electronic configuration of their respective atomic numbers. So coming to lanthanum, symbol of lanthanum is La, atomic number is 57, and outer electronic configuration is 5d16s2. Here, preceding to 5d1 and 6s2, I am putting Xe. I am putting Xe, xenon. So which means we have to put xenon electronic configuration. Xenon electronic configuration. So that is simplest representation of electronic configuration. So that is what I am using. So lanthanum, the symbol of lanthanum is La, atomic number is 57, and their outer electronic configuration is 5d1 6s2. Next, coming to cerium. Cerium symbol is Ce, atomic number is 58. Atomic number is 58, and outer electronic configuration is Xe, 4f1 5d1 6s2. 4f1 5d1 6s2. Coming to next element, praseodymium, Pr, atomic number is 59, 4f3 6s2. Neodymium, Nd, atomic number is 60, 4f4 6s2. So if you follow that pattern, the last element, that is lutetium, atomic number is 71, and symbol is Lu, outer electronic configuration is 4f14 5d1 6s2. Okay. Coming to next topic, that is separation of lanthanides, which is very important topic. Separation of lanthanides. The separation of lanthanides and their and ions and just a moment. Ions and sorry, the separation of lanthanides and their ions are difficult difficult because those are closely resemble in their oxygen state. Those are closely resemble in their oxygen states, and ionic radii and ionic radii and ionic radii closely resemble in their oxygen states and ionic radii, which means which means which means lanthanides are closely resemble in their oxygen state. That means all have all have common oxygen states and similar ionic radii. The first reason, the separation of lanthanides and their ions are difficult, which means we cannot separate lanthanides very easily. We cannot separate lanthanides very easily because they are closely resemble in their oxygen states and ionic radii. The reason is because of closely resemble in their oxygen state. That means having equal oxygen states or same oxygen states and same ionic radii. So that is the reason why we cannot separate them. We cannot separate them very easily. So separation of lanthanides is very difficult. So some of the following methods are used for separation of lanthanides due to slight differences in their properties like solubility, complex formation. Some of the following methods are used for separation of lanthanides due to slight differences in their properties like solubility, complex formation, etc. Okay. Uh, so by using some techniques or methods, we can separate them because some differences in their properties like solubility solubility between two different actinides or lanthanides is different. So that is why by using that technique we can separate some ions. I mean, in the same way, lanthanides have different complex formation properties, different complex formation properties. So by using that method also we can separate some lanthanides. Okay, next, the first separation method is repeated fractional crystallization. Repeated fractional crystallization. Formation of simple salts. Formation of simple salts like nitrates, sulfates, oxalates, as well as double salts like like 2LaNO3 thrice, 3MgNO3 twice, 24H2O, which form nice crystals, have been used in the separation of the elements. Advantage is taken of slight difference in their solubility in the water. Advantage is taken of slight differences in their solubilities in the water. Next method, solvent extraction method. Solvent extraction method. This method is based on the slight difference in the partition coefficients of the salts of these between water and organic solvents. Again, I am repeating. This method is based on the slight difference in the partition coefficients of the salts between water and organic solvents. So, because of different partition coefficients, salts of lanthanides have different solubilities between water and organic solvents. For example, the partition coefficient of gadolinium trinitrate between water and tributyl phosphate is 1.06 times greater than that of lanthanum trinitrate. So, gadolinium partition coefficient, gadolinium trinitrate partition coefficient is 1.06 times greater than that of lanthanum trinitrate. This means that gadolinium trinitrate can be separated from lanthanum trinitrate by continuous extraction with water from a solution of these salts in tributyl phosphate. This method is used to separate cerium and lanthanum. So, by using solvent extraction method, we can separate cerium and lanthanum. Next, third one, ion exchange method. It is the most successful and rapid method for the separation of lanthanides. So, it is easy method among all separation techniques, and it is most successful also. So, by using this ion exchange method, we can separate lanthanides in an easy manner, and it is a most successful method also. A synthetic ion exchange resin is with the functional group like COOH and SO3H is packed in a long column fixed in a vertical position. The solution containing the trivalent lanthanides is passed through the vertical column. The solution containing trivalent lanthanide ions is passed through the vertical column. So, in ion exchange method, whatever the ions, it doesn't matter if you separate them, just we should take a vertical column, and mixture of lanthanides is taken into it. Just the solution that contains trivalent lanthanides is passed through the vertical column. The lanthanide ions M3 plus replace H plus ions of the functional group. So, that and all we can represent in the chemical equation. So, 3H resin plus M3 plus gives rise to M resin twice plus 3H plus. So, that and all we will get at the collection point. The column contains the lanthanide ions fixed onto the resin in order to recover them. The column is eluted. Or leached with a citric acid, ammonium citrate solution, citric acid and ammonium citrate solution. As the citrate solution moves down, the lanthanides in the resin come out and form citrate complex. So that and all we can represent by using chemical equation. So M resin twice plus 3H citrate complex gives rise to 3H resin plus M citrate thrice tricitrate. The tendency to form complex ions with citrate increases rapidly with decreasing cation size. Again, I am repeating, the tendency to form complex ions with citrate increases rapidly with decreasing cation size. Whenever cation size is decreasing of the metal, then citrate complex having tendency to form to form rapidly rapidly complex with metal cation. So thus heavier most lanyards, that means lutetium, comes out first, and the lightest most lanyaride comes last. So that is the reason why lutetium comes first at the collection point and lanyaride will comes last. Okay, so by using this technique we can separate lanyards very easily and in a successful way. Coming to oxidation reduction, oxidation reduction method. Some of the lanyards show +2 and +4 states in addition to +3 state, which is most characteristic of all the elements of the family. So in F block elements, almost all elements will exhibit +3 as a common oxidation state. In addition to that, some elements will exhibit +2 and +4 also. Okay, that and all we are going to discuss. So the properties of M+2 and M+4 ions are different from those of the usual common oxidation state, that is M+3 ions. So after a close study of different ions, that means M+2 ions, M+3 ions, and M+4 ions, we came to a conclusion that the properties of M+2 and M+4 ions are different from the usual common oxidation state, that is M+3 ions. So it can be separated as cerium tetrahydroxide by the addition of small amount of an alkali, leaving all the trivalent lanyaride ions in solution. So it can be separated as tetrahydroxide cerium or cerium tetrahydroxide by the addition of small amount of an alkali, leaving all the trivalent lanyaride ions in the solution. Okay. Next, europium can be separated from a mixture of trivalent of all the lanyards by reducing it to europium +2. So europium can be separated from mixture of trivalent of all lanyards. So europium +3 is mixed with all the lanyards, and we can separate europium by reducing europium europium. It can be easily precipitated as EuSO4, europium sulfate. Just whenever we are reducing europium to europium sulfate, which is easily separated from lanyards, so which it is insoluble in water, while all other lanyard sulfates are soluble in water. So europium sulfate is insoluble in water. Just keep it in mind. Europium sulfate is insoluble in water. That is key point here. So by using solubility technique, just we are separating europium from lanyard mixture. Okay, very important point. Next, what are octanides? Write the electronic configuration of octanides. Next question, what is meant by octanide contraction? What are its important consequences? Okay, so that is the second question. So coming to octanides. Octanides. 5 F block elements in the periodic table are 5 F block elements are named as actinides in the long form of the periodic table. So that and all we are going to discuss. 5 F block elements in the periodic table are named as actinides in which differentiating electron enters into 5F orbital. So in the previous class, I have told you that whenever a differentiating electron enters into d block element or d orbital, then it is, or we say it is d block element. In the same way, whenever a differentiating electron enters into f orbital, then we say that it is f block element. Particularly if differentiating electron enters 5f orbital or 5f block element, then we say that it is actinide. Their atomic numbers begins from 90 to 104. Their atomic number begins from 90 to 103. So now I am showing a table in which I am putting element actinide, symbol, atomic number, electronic configuration. First element actinium. Actinium symbol is AC. Atomic number 89 and outer electronic configuration 7s2 61. 7s2 61. Next element thorium. Symbol is TH. Atomic number is 90. Electronic configuration is 5f1 61 7s2. So I am showing symbol of the element, their atomic numbers and their respective outer electronic configurations. Now coming to actinide contraction. Contraction means decreasing the size of the element. Contraction means decreasing the size of the element. If you look at the sizes of actinides in the periodic table, if you go from left to right, in the periodic table, what we'll observe or what we can observe, the size of the elements gradually decreasing. So what is the reason of it? So in actinides, the successive electrons are added to inner F shell or 5f orbital antipenultimate shell. The 5f electrons have poor screening effect and hence atomic size decreases. The 5f electrons have poor screening effect. Screening effect means protecting outer electrons by the electrons between nucleus and outer electrons. Protecting outer electrons from the effect of nucleus by the in between electrons. So the poor screening, 5f electrons have poor screening effect. Poor screening means less shielding or less effect. So that is the reason why 5f electrons cannot protect outer electrons from the effect of nucleus. Hence, the size of the elements decreasing gradually from left to right side of the periodic table. So hence atomic size decreases with increase in atomic number. The low decrease in size in actinides is called actinide contraction. The low decrease in size in actinides is called actinide contraction. Consequences of actinide contraction. The contraction between the consecutive elements in the actinides is greater than in the lanthanides. The contraction between the consecutive elements in the actinides is greater than in the lanthanides. The greater contraction is due to the lesser shielding of 5f electrons which are pulled more strongly by the nucleus, This is consequence of actinide contraction. So the actinide contraction leads to decrease in the basicity of the elements with increasing atomic number. So whenever actinide contraction is there, definitely the basicity of the element decreasing from left to right side of the element or increasing the atomic number. Okay. So basicity means here I am repeating the same concept. Basicity means, let me complete the character of basicity. Basicity means whenever an element loses electrons very easily, then the basic character will be more there. The basic character will be more there. Whenever an element cannot lose out electrons very easily, then basicity of the element is low. So here in octets, if you go from left to right side of the periodic table, the size of the element gradually decreasing. Na? Just now I have told you, whenever the size of the element is decreasing, outer electrons are very close to the nucleus. Outer electrons are very close to the nucleus. So the nucleus effect will be more on the outer electrons. Consequently, that electron will not go outside or will not go very easily to the outside of the environment. So the basicity of the elements of actinides gradually decreasing from left to right side of the periodic table. Next, coming to short questions, that is, write the comparisons between lanthanide and actinides. Comparisons, that means similarities. Similarities. First similarity between lanthanides and actinides. First similarity between lanthanides and actinides. In both series, f orbitals are being progressively filled. In both the cases, that means in lanthanides and actinides, in both the cases or both series, electrons are entering into f orbital. In the case of lanthanides, differentiating electron entering into 4f orbital, while in actinides, differentiating electron enters into 5f orbital. That is the only difference. But in both the cases, differentiating electron enters into f orbital. That we that we do not ignore it. Coming to next similarity, in both series, the important oxygen state is +3. Here, in both series, that means in lanthanide series and in octanide series, in both series, common oxygen state is +3. That means in lanthanides and octanides, all elements losing 3 electrons commonly, lose 3 electrons commonly. Coming to third point, that is, in both series, atomic size and ionic size decreases with increasing atomic number. Just now I have discussed about size of the elements in the lanthanide and actinides. In lanthanides and actinides, if you go from left to right side of the periodic table, size is gradually decreasing. So that is similarity between lanthanide and actinides. In a lanthanide case and in actinide case, in both the cases, size of the element gradually decreasing. That we keep it in mind. Point number 4, in both series, elements having low electronegativity and they are very reactive. They are very reactive. In both series, I mean in lanthanide series and actinide series, both have low electronegativities and they are very low reactive. Okay, sorry. They are very reactive. Low electronegativities and they are very reactive. Low electronegativities means they are not having good tendency to gain electrons from neighboring atoms. They have less tendency to get electrons from surrounding environment. That is low electronegativity character. Coming to, they are very reactive. Whenever atomic number increasing, the reactivity of the element will also increases. That and all we have discussed in the intermediate first year. So no need to discuss again here. Okay. Coming to next similarity. The nitrates, perchlorates, and sulfates of the trivalent lanthanides and actinides are soluble, while hydroxides, fluorides, and carbamates are insoluble. Again, nitrates, perchlorates, and sulfates of lanthanides and actinides are soluble, while hydroxides, fluorides, and carbamates are insoluble. So this is common property between lanthanides and actinides. Coming to differences between lanthanides and actinides. Now I am discussing about differences between lanthanides and actinides. First difference is the differentiating electron enters into 4f subshell in case of lanthanides, while in the case of actinides, the differentiating electron enters into 5f subshell. So in the case of lanthanides, it is 4f. In the case of actinides, it is 5f. That is the only difference. Next point. Maximum oxygen state exhibited by lanthanides is +4. Maximum oxygen state exhibited by lanthanides is +4. While actinides, they will show higher oxygen states such as +4, +5, +6, and +7 also. So that is the difference. In case of lanthanides, +4 is maximum oxygen state exhibited by the lanthanides, while in case of actinides, maximum oxygen state is up to +7. So that is different. Coming to point number 3, they do not form complex easily. Lanthanides are not forming complexes very easily, while actinides will form complexes very easily. Point number 4, lanthanides do not form oxocations. Lanthanides do not form oxocations, while actinides such as uranium and neptunium, they will form oxocations like UO2 plus 2, NPO2 plus, UO2 plus 2, NPO2 plus. So that is also difference between lanthanides and actinides. Coming to point number 5, difference number 5, except promethium, they are non-radioactive. Except promethium. That means promethium is radioactive. Promethium is radioactive, while others are non-radioactive. Here, all of them are radioactive. In actinides, all of them are radioactive. Coming to difference number 6, that is, most of their ions are colorless. Here, in case of lanthanides, almost all lanthanides are colorless, while actinides are colored. So that is the differences between lanthanides and actinides. So today we will stop here and we'll continue in the next class. Okay, thank you.